Hey guys, I'm Justin Nava from Church Training Academy, and today I'm going to show you an amazing tool to get more people to read your pastor's blog posts. If you think about it, what gets you to read an article online, whether it's a blog, a how-to, an opinion piece, what gets you to read the article? The headline. When you see the headline, you think, ooh, I want to read that, or oh, I want to read that so I can disprove it. Either way, you see the headline and you read what's inside. So if you have a boring headline, no one's going to read the inside. If it's a boring headline, they're going to think it's boring content. And since we want more people to read your blog, then we need to spend some time massaging the headline. And that's exactly the tool that I'm going to show you today. And it's called the CoSchedule Headline Analyzer. What it does is you can put in your blog title headlines, whether it's from your pastor or from your church, and it'll tell you kind of what it's missing or what it has too much of. And you can kind of experiment with different blog titles and figure out what exactly is going to speak to people. So let me show you the tool right here and what it's going to do for you. So here I am in the CoSchedule Headline Analyzer, and it's real simple. You have a little space here, and you're just going to put your blog title. I'm going to do a couple for you right now. We're going to go with first one I see a lot is like a list. So the pastor puts together a list, and you want to make a blog post out of it. So let's say the title is 5 Lessons Learned from James. Okay. And forgive the capitalization. I'm not being heretical here. But if we have the title here, 5 Lessons Learned from James, I know a lot of pastors' blog posts are going to be titled similarly. And here we have the headline is a score of a 52. I don't know exactly what the measurement is. I think it goes up to 90 or 100. I honestly have never gotten above an 83, but that's really good. What you want to get is above a 70. So actually, when you type in the title here, it'll show you a bunch of analytics that's actually scientifically proven from what gets the most click-throughs and the most reads. So here it's going to measure your word balance. So how many common, everyday, uncommon, how many emotional or power words you use. And those are the ones that you really want to nail. You really want to nail the emotion and get people excited for what they're going to feel or get excited for what they're going to experience when they read your post. And yes, that is a thing. Then it'll tell you what kind of type, give you some tips based on that type, and then it'll give you some analysis on the word length and the number of characters, and kind of, when you scan through or skimming, it's what people are going to see. So it's short, so they'll see the whole thing. And also very important, the sentiment, how do people perceive your post? Is it positive? Is it negative? So what we want to do is we want to come up here and kind of start here. So has no emotion, has no power. It's very uncommon. I think it could use a little bit. So you're going to just kind of experiment, and over time you'll get better. You can even go to a different blog, go to a different blog and just look at their headlines and kind of how can you mix in some of what they do with yours. So let's say 5 important lessons from James, lessons learned from James. So it's going to analyze that, and we have up 63. Okay, now anything above a 60 is better. I try to go up to a 70. It's when this little icon here turns green, and it makes you feel good. So look at that. We added a power word. Okay, 5 important. Right, so it's not just 5 lessons. It's not just any lessons. These are important lessons. But what if we let's add most important. 5 most important lessons learned from James. So we're going to analyze that, and it'll spit out, okay, 68. We're almost there. We're almost there. We got a little bit more important. We got a little bit more emotions. The length is right about where we want to go, but I actually want to make it a little bit longer because I want to add some emotion to it. So 5 important lessons you need to know. Okay, that's a little bit emotional, right? You need to know this, guys. So here we go. Boom, look at that, 78. 5 most important lessons learned from James you need to know. That is a little bit wordy. 5 most important lessons from James that you need to know. We're going to analyze that, and boom, 81. When I hit 80, I'm pretty happy. Let's look at this one. Common. Got some common, not many uncommon, but that's okay. Emotional. You need to know this, guys. You need to know that. Important. It'll give you some tips on the headline. It's a little wordy, but the character length is right. And, when people are skimming this, they're going to see the words 5 most important and need to know. I would stop that, right? If someone said, hey, or someone was on the phone, right, and the phone's breaking up, and they're like, hey, I need 5 most important you need to know. You're kind of like, oh, I need to know that, And look at this. We got a little smiley face here. So this is a great headline. So look at that. From 5 lessons learned from James to 5 most important lessons from James you need to know. Looks amazing. I'm going to do one more here. So let's say we had, we want to do a little bit more emotional, right? How to control your impulses, okay? And you can see here, this one it's a 67. It's a 67. It's not too bad. But I think we can make it better here. So looking at the control here, we got emotional. Yeah. Okay. Emotional. We got a little bit of how to, missing some power, some uncommon words. Words are fine. It's a bit short though. And how to control your impulses, middle sentiment. So we get an average score, not too bad. But again, how to control your impulses maybe today, right? Maybe if you read this post, you'll be able to control your impulses today. Okay, 69, we're almost there. Still a little iffy here. And so I want to make it a little bit better. So let's say how to control your impulses today. Here's where I would go to a different blog post and say, just there's something missing there. So I'm going to pull up a blog post here, and it's how to crush a $300,000 launch by Pat Flynn. And I actually like that, how to crush, right? Because we're not just talking about controlling your impulses. We're talking about crushing your negative impulses. So maybe we'll go how to crush your negative impulses today. Let's try that one. 77. That's great. How to crush your negative impulses today. I think a lot of people would read that. Look, we got power. We got some emotion. People are going to click on this because they want to read. Perfect characters. Great length here. How to crush negative impulses looks great. It is a negative one, but people will read it. Okay, even though it conveys negative, it's an emotion still. So let's actually try. Ooh, what if we did right now? So it's not even today. It's like, hey, read this, and you crush it right now. Oh, look at that, 82. So again, we went from the boring how to control your impulses to how to crush your negative impulses right now. Dude, I would so watch that, especially if I'm like super angry at someone and I'm like, oh, I want to just, But that comes up on my Twitter, how to crush your negative impulses. I see that on Facebook. Man, I would read that. How to control your impulses, not really. So that is the CoSchedule Analyzer tool. Use that for your pastor's blog posts. You could use it for your sermon titles, at least maybe to experiment with some different verbiage. How to crush your negative impulses is definitely a better sermon title than controlling your impulses, So you can use this for that, but really it's for your blog titles, for your pastor's blog, church's blog. Anytime someone gives you a title, just plug it into here, see how it scores. Look at other blogs, see the words that they're using, the length that they're using, borrow some of them and put it in here and see how you can massage it. And you can see here just in a few minutes, I created 2 amazing blog post titles in almost no time at all. I'm not staring at a blank canvas, but you plug it in here and it'll give you some feedback on how to improve your titles. So let me know what let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you going to use it? Do you have a blog? If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Church Training Academy.